Good afternoon. My name is Elaine Manzer, and I'm here to update you on a couple of meetings we had this past Monday. The first was a special council meeting that was called so that we could actually make some decisions rather than a direction for discussion sort of thing. So at the special meeting, we did pass third reading of the land use amendment, which redistricts the area over by Modern Paint and United Flooring and the strip mall to the east of that from industrial to commercial. And this was to facilitate a retail business that wants to go into the strip mall, but the land use bylaw refresh, our own one for Peace River, has not yet come into being, and we're still in the discussion phase. This was planned for that refresh, but this allows the business to start up as quickly as possible. A second item on that agenda was a request from Northern Sunrise County that Peace River review its land use bylaw refresh, and we did that. We did send a letter saying that we did have some concerns. A couple of concerns deal with permitted uses in the area at the top of the East Hill. They go ahead sort of thing, but with the process, the way it works, if there is development within a certain area out in that top of the hill, then Peace River would end up being able to review it and expressing any concerns that they have. So we did look at that, and we are sending the letter so they can carry on with their land use bylaw refresh process. After the special council meeting, we went right into the Governance and Priorities Committee meeting, and we had lots of topics at this meeting. The first one was a presentation from the Peace River Library. Amongst other things, they told us that they had over 34,000 visitors to the library this year, which, if you think about it, is about 5 times the population of Peace River. So that is a lot of visits, a lot of programming, so we thank the staff for doing that. Unfortunately, the library is one of the buildings or areas where there's been problems with vandalism, people doing things they shouldn't. So the Library Society actually brought that to our attention, and it's my understanding that our CPO director, Daniel Crest, will be liaisoning a little more closely with the library to see if he can help out the situation. We want the staff to be safe, we want the public to be safe, and it should be a library where everybody can go and use it for library purposes in a way that is suitable. Then we went on to 8 or 9 presentations from various groups who have applied to the town's Grants to Organizations program. These are nonprofit groups that are applying for a little extra funding to help hold events, and we had a whole range of them. They amounted to about $48,000 in requests. Unfortunately, our budget for the whole year is $50,000. And this is the first of 3 intake periods for the year. So Council is going to have a good discussion about how to spread out the funds that we have so that some groups at least will be able to have some help with their activities. But they're all volunteers, and we thank them for their work that they do. Sometimes it's rather hard and a little stressful, but we wish them well with all of their activities. Another thing that was brought up, several councillors, including myself, have talked with the CAO over the course of the year about some kind of tax incentive for development. And so the CAO wanted to see if Council was truly interested in going forward with a plan for tax incentive for development, first on commercial, industrial style of buildings, and see what happens from there. But I think Council is also interested on some sort of tax incentive if that would promote housing development within our community. So the administration will be bringing back a bylaw to us with respect to this aspect, and it should lead to a good discussion, and we'll see where it goes. Another item on the agenda was a presentation from a monthly report actually from our CPO director, Daniel Crest, and he has indicated that in the past month he's had 145 instances that he has reacted to, looked at, etc. And this has resulted in quite a few tickets or tags and several warnings as well. So do expect that our CPO officers and our bylaw officers will be out and about. So we hope that people are, doing what they should so that they don't have occasion to meet with Mr. Crest. Director of Community Services, Tanya Bell, brought us a briefing report on the special events kind of category of community services. So community services, liaisons with different community groups to when they're wanting to hold events. Something that comes to mind, of course, is River Days. That would be one. But any of those types of events, big events, and they involve quite a bit of manpower, quite a bit of volunteer work, but there needs to be a good conversation happening between the town and the groups so that they can help each other, for one thing, and make things go smoothly. So the idea is that these groups and community services have good pre-discussions before the event and also follow up with a post-discussion, because maybe they're going to be holding the event next year and there's something that comes to mind that they should talk about in order to, carry on the success with the event. The CAO, Barb Miller, brought forth a briefing on how the carbon tax might affect the town of Peace River, at least the federal government's decreasing of the carbon tax to zero. And with the town of Peace River, at this point in time, it would reflect in about $81,000 of costs that we would not be paying. So, depending on the scale of your thoughts about finances, that is quite a bit of money, and it's quite a bit of money in terms of town terms as well. So we're looking at that reduction as a good thing. What else have we been doing? We've got a housing survey that's going on, the Enabling Housing Survey, and you can go to the town website, and this is for people that live in town or don't live in town, but you can go to the website. Please fill out the survey. It wants you to, respond to questions about the types of housing that you think Peace River should have, and really, it can be types of housing from you want more apartments, you want more single-family housing, you want seniors housing, whatever it is. Please go and respond, because this is going to be used for future planning for the town of Peace River, and it's important that we have as many responses as possible. People have asked about the log cabin. You might have seen on the town website advertisements that the log cabin is for sale, and we do encourage you to, if you're interested, ask about it. You can ask Community Services, our infrastructure department, but don't put it off. We would like to sell the building. It's no longer being used. Chamber of Commerce has moved to a new building, and it is empty right now, and we would like to move it, and we'll go from there. The fire department has indicated that they will be doing some hazard reduction burns. So I'm not sure which areas of town, but if you see smoke and fire happening, it could be the fire department that is doing a prescribed burn. And, it's a good practice for them. It's also a good fire reduction strategy for the town and our residents and buildings. So, other than that, I would like to suggest that Volunteer Week is coming up here rather quickly. It starts on April 27th, and the town is likely hosting an event, so check our website for that. Last year we combined with the Art Hub, and that was a successful event. But anyways, check our website for that. And, thank a volunteer. All these groups that have come for the Grants to Organizations approvals, they are volunteers. And not only them, but just about any other club or event or group that does something to help the community is run by volunteers. So please take the chance or take an opportunity and thank them. So have a good week.